What is up? Chef D Malfitano here. What's going on? I hope you're having a great day. This week, I'm making 5 of my favorite plant-based recipes out of my brand new cookbook, A Taste of Plant-Based. If you haven't had a chance to download it yet, do it right now. You can download it right here. We're going to put it in the comments. I'm really excited because today we're going into our snack. It's Snack Attack Day. Thursdays, I love to actually showcase snacks because they're fun. It rolls us right into the weekend. It gets us prepared for celebrating, for relaxing, for rejuvenating in the next few days. So today we're making my plant-powered tzatziki. I absolutely love tzatziki. It is a Mediterranean sauce, usually yogurt-based, but today we're gonna make it totally dairy-free. This is gonna be with tofu, a little EVOO, some garlic, lemon, and dill. Come on, what could be bad about that? Let's get right into it. So the first thing that you're gonna need for this recipe is organic sprouted tofu. I'm gonna show you. This is what I really, really like. It's organic, it's sprouted, meaning number one, none of the soybeans in here are genetically modified organisms. It's non-GMO if it's labeled organic. Number two, it is not going to contain herbicides or pesticides that have been sprayed on the soy crops. Usually that herbicide or pesticide is called glyphosate, also known as Roundup. If you buy organic, you can avoid that altogether. So that's why I recommend doing so. And then sprouted. Why do I get sprouted? Because all of the macro and micronutrients become more bioavailable for the gut belly and within the blood system of the body. So we really want to enjoy a lot of sprouted foods in our daily diet. You can sprout tofu, you can sprout beans, you can sprout seeds, you really truly can sprout grains, popcorn, you name it, anything. So we're going to use this. I want you to get an 8-ounce block of this organic sprouted tofu. I get this from Trader Joe's. And what I'm going to do is actually drain out all of the liquid. I'm going to take a sharp knife here and just run my knife around the block and then open it up and then just let that water drain right out. You want to make sure that this tofu is really kind of drained and as dry as possible so that you end up with a really delicious and flavorful tzatziki. The sauce dip is going to be really a lot more flavorful if you can remove the water. And the other thing that you're going to need is a food processor. I'm going to use this bad boy today and tomorrow. And I love using my food processor because it's really great. It consistently blends or purees food kind of quicker than a blender in most cases. And I'm just going to help the food processor out by actually putting the pieces in chunks into my food processor. Now you can see here on the side. I'll put it up here so you can actually see a little bit better. All right, I use the Cuisinart because it's my favorite. I just recently got a new one too. It's super fast. All right, so that's that. We've got our drained tofu 8-ounce block. I've just made it 3 pieces. Now I want to add some EVOO. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons here.
What if someone doesn't have olive oil?
Yeah, and if you don't have olive oil, you can use avocado oil. You can even use coconut oil. I would prefer that you use the refined coconut oil for this so there's not a lot of coconut flavor. And if you're trying to do whole food plant-based and you don't do a lot of oil, you can actually remove the oil altogether. And as needed, you can add a little bit of cold filtered water at the end. All right, now we need our flavor agents. Now, this is a Greek sauce. It's like a Greek style Mediterranean sauce, usually yogurt based, like I said, and it has a lot of different flavor agents that sort of accentuate the yogurt. In our case, we're going to use garlic, we're going to use lemon, we're going to use a little bit of dill and S&P. First thing I'm going to start with is my garlic. I'm going to use 2 cloves of garlic. Super, super delicious. I love to use fresh garlic. I need my chef's knife. I forgot to grab that. I'm going to use just 2 cloves and then I'm going to smash them into my food processor. Fun fact about garlic is that if you want to actually release the antiviral, antifungal properties of garlic, the thing that you have to do is you have to whack it first. You actually have to stimulate the oil by literally whacking it with your chef's knife. You can squeeze it, you can chop it up, but make sure that you really kind of crunch it or whack it. And I like to do it right with my chef's knife because that oil just kind of comes right to the surface. And when you do that, you're activating the allicin. It is the actual chemical property inside of garlic that makes it antiviral and antifungal. And allicin is spelled A-L-L-I-C-I-N, I believe, not like Allison, the female name, but you want 2 cloves of garlic. Now I'm using fresh garlic here, but you know that sometimes I like to actually cut corners, save myself time by using the frozen minced garlic. I feel like though in a sauce, you actually want the fresh garlic because that's going to be even more delicious. So add that. And you want a little bit of lemon juice as well. So I have my lemon here, and I just want a tablespoon or so. This is give or take depending on how lemony you want. And I'm just going to eyeball it. Seems like a tablespoon. That's right. You could use orange juice. You could use lime juice, although that wouldn't be traditional at all, but you can make this absolutely your own, and I hope that you do. I always encourage you to do that. All right, next we need some sort of acid. Aside from the lemon, we need some sort of nice vinegar. I'm going to use ACV, or apple cider vinegar, one of the most important superfoods in the vinegar kingdom. I absolutely love apple cider vinegar. This stuff is really cool. Mostly I love it because on the bottom of the bottle, you're going to see a floating organism. I want to show you in the camera. It's kind of hard. Let's see if I do it like this. Can you see? It's kind of hard to see in the camera. Oh, let me see. I'm going to get it right for you. All right. Well, basically, it's these floating little dots. You can't see it, I don't believe. And that's what's called the mother. The mother is actually the organism within. It's the vinegar organism that's going to create the next batch of vinegar. It's also going to give you all of the delicious properties, the healthy properties that are contained within apple cider vinegar. This is also really great for cleaning. You can actually wash your hair with it. I mentioned that yesterday. No, I don't do that. But I have heard people doing that. But it's great as a cleaning agent as well. And it's one of the most soft vinegars that you can use in the kitchen, meaning it's neutral. It kind of goes with everything, but it's soft in that it has like a sweetness flavor to it, but it's also very neutral. It does slightly taste like apple, so it's nice. And I'm just going to use a teaspoon, so just very little. That's it. Just like splash, right? I also want some herbs. Now you can use fresh or dried. I actually prefer dried in this case. I'm going to use dried dill weed. This is USDA organic, which is really, really yummy. I really highly recommend get the organic dry dill versus the conventional. You won't be disappointed. And I use this all the time, friends. I use this on popcorn. I use it in vinaigrettes, in marinades. It's so great, so versatile. It's really yummy. If you're going to use the fresh kind, you actually probably want 2 teaspoons. You actually want probably more fresh dill than you would dried dill. Dried dill is more potent. Your call. And then I also want S&P. I need a little salt and pepper. I want a 1/4 teaspoon of each. I'm going to use kosher salt today because I really want that salty flavor. I don't want to mess around with any sauce that's not properly seasoned. And then freshly ground black pepper, of course, highly recommend it. Don't trust that stuff that's pre-ground. Don't trust it. It's been sitting there for many years, maybe if not years, months, certainly in the grocery store, waiting for somebody to buy it. And it has lost all of its oomph. You don't want pepper that doesn't have oomph. Trust me, get some freshly ground black pepper, get a nice pepper grinder. I really like this one because it has a peephole. I can see when I need to refill, and it has a really great grip. This is actually from a museum, and I was like, oh, I have to get this. This is really cool. I'll see if they're still available. Sometimes they sell them on Amazon, and if they are, I'll put them in the comment box. You can purchase one if you'd like. Let's see, the next thing that we need is the cucumber, but we're gonna wait on that. That's it, okay? So we've got the tofu, we've got the apple cider vinegar, the EVOO, we've got the garlic, the dried dill, the S&P, boom, 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 we are done. Now I'm gonna put my food processor top lid on, and I'm just gonna pulse a few seconds. Pulse, 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 pulse. And what I'm doing is I'm making sure that it's kind of going around the blade at an equal rate, and now I can finish. I can continue to pulse it. Now you can hold down the button. You don't need to pulse it any longer. At this point, we just want to get it as smooth as possible. And then halfway through, just stop it and then use your hard spat. I always talk about the hard spat. It's the one that comes with the food processor usually, and it literally goes right around the blade. You guys see this? I'm using my hard spat and the blade is following because it's stuck on the hard spatula. This is great. You don't want to try to do this with a soft spatula because it will nick your spatula, and little bits of that plastic soft spatula could get inside your food, and you don't want that. So just give this a twirl around the blade, making sure that everything is nothing is stuck and everything is going to get blended evenly, and turn it on again. Now this is really, really good stuff. I really love tzatziki. It's one of my favorite dishes. It's one of my favorite side sauces to use with a lot of different things. If you are whole food plant-based and you're interested, okay, hang on. Pause. I definitely thought that my microphone would be able to get me over this Cuisinart, but I think the Cuisinart one. All right, so if you need to swap out salt and pepper because you're whole food plant-based and you're not doing any salt, you can leave it out, and you can actually add sea kelp, like I've mentioned in the past. Sea kelp pieces or bits, also known as dulce granules. They're really just bits of green sea kelp that are dried, and it acts just like salt. That would be great. And let's say you can't have tofu, you can actually try this with soaked nuts, maybe like soaked macadamia nuts, soaked cashews, soaked walnuts. And what you'll end up with, if you soak them for long enough, like a day, you actually will get a very similar consistency to the tofu. Okay, this looks done. It looks creamy. Let me show you. Yeah, all right, you can see it from here, right? Super duper creamy. Now, we didn't add the cucumber. Why? Because if I added the cucumber too early, drop my towel here. If we add the cucumber too early, what we're gonna end up with is not really big chunks of cucumber in the sauce, but like pureed cucumber, and it's gonna be watery. We're gonna lose all those flavors that we've incorporated into the sauce. So add the cucumber last. So let's talk about it now. Put this aside, this here. So I'm going to use a wonderful English cucumber, and I wanted to show you the difference. So here's an English cucumber, and I'll show you here. This is the English cucumber usually has a really kind of nice and variegated outside, meaning it has these strips of green. They're kind of beautiful, kind of like spines or veins on the outside. That's an indicator that you've grabbed an English cucumber. English cucumbers also don't have as many seeds, and they're a lot more crispy and less hydrated or less like full of water. Now, this is a standard cucumber, and this is actually what's classically used for a tzatziki, especially in Greece. You would actually use a standard cucumber, but you want to actually make sure to peel it and you need to seed it. But this one, you're going to have to squeeze out a lot of water. I'm going to use half of an English cucumber because I prefer it. I don't like cucumber seeds from traditional cucumber. So I'm just going to slice this in half. And I will show you. Look, not very many seeds, right? It's pretty simple. There's only a few tiny little seeds right in the center, but they're not like kind of dripping out with water or anything like that. But this is exactly what we want. We don't want a lot of seeds. If you're using regular cucumber, you need to actually scoop out the seeds. And one way to do that is you can take a knife and you can actually run your knife just down the center and then scoop this out with a spoon. But we don't really need to do that here. The other thing that I don't need to do when I'm using the English cucumber is I don't need to actually remove the skin. I'm going to keep the skin intact because it's thin skin. It's really kind of wonderful. It's wonderful to digest. It's easy to digest as opposed to this skin, which is much tougher and it's harder to digest. Some people actually have a reaction to the cucumber skin of a regular cucumber, like it repeats on them. So if that happens to you, use the English kind.
What about scoring the cucumber?
Yeah, you can. You mean the inside seeds, Danny?
No, the outside.
Oh yeah, you could score the cucumber. Not really necessary though, because we're actually going to dice this into pieces. So let me show you. I'm going to actually just get some sliced bits of this cucumber. I'm going to move this just a second and then I'll pull it back because I want a little bit more working room to slice. So I'm just going to slice it in long strips, and then once I have long strips, then I can slice it in bits. If you want to make this dish a little bit more refined and less rustic, you can actually take off the peel the green outer skin so that everything will kind of look more unified. But I really like the skin, folks, because I actually think that and know that that's where a lot of the fiber is contained in these delicious green vegetables, quite frankly, any vegetable or fruit. And so I want to keep that skin intact. That's going to give me a lot more crunch factor, and it's going to give me a delicious amount of healthy fiber. Now, take your thin kitchen towel, really important. Ta-da! I love to use my Disney Food and Wine Festival kitchen towel. Something just thin. You see how thin this is? That's what you want. Something like a cheesecloth, like that. This is akin to a cheesecloth, so this will work. Put it right into your the middle of your towel, and then we're going to squeeze this out. I don't know if we're going to extract that much water, but don't skip this step. Try it. It will make for a more flavorful tzatziki, I promise.
We'll make them mushy.
Yeah, it's going to make them a little mushy. It's going to crush the cucumber a little bit, but that's okay. It's not going to lose all of its crunch factor. All we're trying to do, though, is remove the water. So out with the water, and what remains is all that crunchiness, even though we are going to kind of squish them a little bit. Grab your bowl just to collect. Oh, I can't forget this one little piece of cucumber. I want to save every bit. And then,
Hold it up high enough so you
yeah.
can see the drip.
Okay, there's like no water. Look, there's some. You can see it. It's this green juice, this green liquid. All right, we've got some. It takes a second. Takes us just a second. There we go. This is really going to make a big difference. Now, I know it might not seem like it, but look, we're like extracting. It's got to be at least 3 teaspoons at this point. And I know I can like know without even having to taste first that this tzatziki is going to be super duper flavorful. What you end up with is just dried bits of cucumber. Perfect. Throw this right in. And then we're going to pulse the cucumber. We're not going to turn on the food processor and walk away. We're just going to pulse, 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 and that'll be it.
Put that down.
I will. Put it back in the middle here so you can see. All right. Let's wipe this so you can really. There we go. Here we go. Pulse, 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 pulse. Now, seriously, you just want to watch the blade. You want to make sure everything's getting well incorporated. Stop it. And then run your spat around one more time. I see a couple bits of the cucumber that didn't get around that blade. Here we go. Done. Now, this is going to be chunky. It's going to be crunchy. It's going to be super flavorful. And we are done. Now, to serve this tzatziki, you can do it a lot of different ways. Traditionally, this is like an accompaniment to anything. Like it can be an accompaniment to kebabs, to falafel, to a delicious salad with rice on the side, and I don't know, lentil patties, whatever you want. I'm going to serve it with some grilled lavash. I love grilled lavash. Have you guys ever seen the movie My Big Fat Greek Wedding? All right, you have to see this movie. There's an amazing line in this movie. It always I'm dating myself a little bit, right? Okay, there's this line where the soon-to-be bride and groom go to a family party, and the aunt looks at the soon-to-be groom and says, "What do you mean you don't eat no meat?" That's okay. I make lamb. And it just is like so great. I love that line. Classic. Now, I love making Greek food. It always reminds me of that movie, but I love making it because it puts me in the mindset of, you know, the Mediterranean people. Mediterraneans are like some of the most healthy people. They're considered part of the blue zone territory. Have you guys ever heard of this? It's so that some of the regions of the world where there are healthier people living, like in places like Crete in Greece. The Cretans live longer than any other people in the whole world. I even think that at this point they beat out the Okinawas, the people that actually live in Japan that are also really super healthy. So I love the blue zones. I love Mediterranean food. I love the Greek culture. I am not Greek. People always ask me if I am. Actually, people ask me if I'm everything. Are you Persian? Are you Mexican? Are you Peruvian? Are you Argentine? Are you Canadian? I mean, I get it all. Are you Jewish? I say yes to everything. You can't hold me down. I am a biracial, multi-ethnic, trans spiritual woman living my life. All right, so I'm just grilling up this lavash, you guys. I'm using whole wheat lavash. I'll show you the bag. I love this stuff. It comes from Trader Joe's. You can get it from Whole Foods. Sprouts has their version. Mother's, I'm sure maybe Safeway even has their version. Ralph's, Vons, Albertsons, wherever you go. Basically, it's just clay oven bread. It's this long piece of bread. Lots of Middle Eastern markets are certainly going to have this. Jewish markets will have it as well. And it's like a very thin bread that you can actually use as the base of as the wrap for an actual sandwich. You can use it to roll it for like pinwheels. It's really great to fry up. You can use it for croutons. It's great as like a burger bun or wrap. We're just gonna warm this through and just like get some grill marks going on it. That's it. Now, for the other things that I will use to enjoy this sauce, this dip, I'm actually going to prepare some crudite. And crudite is just a fancy French word for raw vegetables. It actually is Latin for like things that you can't digest. And so I'm going to use some of these beautiful, I'll just show you here, beautiful radishes. I'm also going to use some other vegetables that I have on the side, but let me just, I keep these in cold water. I want to just make sure that they are dry. And now's a good time for me to just say, if you like this content, if you're interested in going deeper, I want to invite you to consider joining Plant-Based Made Easy, our membership. You guys, we're enrolling right now for our August membership, starting on August 3rd. This is an opportunity to come together in community. I'm going to offer all of my recipes. I offer an amazing month-long curriculum. Every month I change the menu, and every single month I offer breakfast, lunch, dinner, sweets, and snacks, one recipe a day, weekly grocery lists, weekly live classes, which we have on Monday evenings on Zoom. And it's really super fun. We did this in April. We did it in April and in May. We had a great turnout, and we're doing it again. I like redid the program. It's new and improved. I made it way more affordable for more people. I'm really excited. So consider joining me for that. We're going to put a little link here. If you want to learn more about it, you can click the link to learn more about the Plant-Based Made Easy membership. And I just want to invite you to schedule some time with me. I'm offering free 15-minute conversations. You can book time with me on Calendly. There's the link right there. And I want to just talk with you. I'm offering 15 minutes increments of time to connect, to learn about you. If you want to chat about this program, this membership, you want to learn about the membership, you want to see if it's right for you, right for your family, please just sign up and join the Calendly link. Sign up to grab a time with me to chat. And I want to get to know you. I want to understand, what are your barriers for going plant-based? What are the things that are some of your pain points, the things that you actually really want to learn how to do better, you're curious about? If this is for you, maybe you're the person that's thinking about wanting to go plant-based but doesn't know how to begin. This is also for you if maybe you're just curious about plant-based nutrition, you want to learn all about food and nutrition, you want to stop feeling so confused, you want to get help with how to shop at the grocery store, and you want recipes delivered right to you every single day so that you don't feel so alone, you don't feel so confused, and you can feel confident and competent in the kitchen. That's what I'm all about, and that's what I want to offer. So please consider joining me for this and sign up to have a conversation with me. Free 15-minute conversation. Let's just kiki. Let's chat. Let's have a good time. Let's get to know one another. I want to help you. I really want to help you and your family because I think food is fun. I want plant-based cooking to be super fun, super approachable. It does not have to be complicated. And it's so fresh and delicious, as you can see from all of these amazing recipes that I'm offering. All right, so this lavash is absolutely done. It's pita. It's like pita, but lighter, thinner. You can obviously serve this with pita as well. I just want to actually arrange the lavash on my delicious platter here. I'm also going to arrange these beautiful red radishes. These are huge. And I love to store my radishes, like I said, in ice water. And I keep the green part intact as well because you know that has fiber. You know that fiber's your friend. So grab these radishes, and then I like to keep the tails on as well. So delicious, really fun to eat, especially when they're whole like this. Just put them on your platter, arrange them however you'd like. I also want to showcase some delicious Nanette's carrots. I have some here. I just slice them long. I keep the green part of these intact as well. I'll just throw these right on. Let me put this platter on the cutting board so you can see what I'm doing. That's probably better. And I just love to use any wooden board that I have. There we go. Any wooden board that's going to make this pop is great. Let me clear my decks here. And I'm going to serve that tzatziki inside of a couple bowls. I also have some peppers. You can leave these whole or you can slice them up. I think I love to slice these. I want to open them up And what the cool thing about this is that you can actually fill these with tzatziki. So you can keep them whole just like this and fill them up with tzatziki, or you can slice them in half, whatever you want. I'm using these beautiful, I don't even know if they're called rainbow peppers, but I absolutely love them. You can eat every part of it, even the stem and the seeds and the ribs, because they're small, they're immature. They're sweet and delicious, and they're not super hot. So just grab those, put them on your tray, your whatever, your nice board. And then, of course, we need the best part. And I like to serve it in a bowl. Fill it up. I promise you, you can store this in your refrigerator for up to a week, but you aren't going to need to. You are going to finish this all in one setting, I bet, because you are going to love it, and so is your family. It's so yummy. It's creamy. It's smooth. It's super flavorful. I love the dill with the cucumber. It's like a match made in heaven. Truly is. And serve it with your favorite festive knife. I mean, spoon, excuse me. I've got my gold spoon here. And I think it's a festive spoon. You gotta use the gold. This is a Greek dip after all. So here's what we're working with. We've got our protein-packed tzatziki. I'm serving it with some peppers, some radishes, some carrots, some grilled lavash. Yum, yum, yum. I want you to see it even up close and personal. Gorgeous, right? Does this look good to you? Looks fantastic to me. So fantastic. I think that I need a little bite. Quality control. I'm going to try it with some lavash. And I load it up. I like really load it up, right? Give this a wrap. Yes. So good. I'm telling you, when I make these recipes and when I like really feel, I'm getting emotional. I have like tears in my eyes. When I really feel that this recipe is just as good, if not better than the real deal, I know that I've won. So yum. That's how good it is. You want this. I know you do. You can have it. This recipe is for you. If you haven't done so already, please download this cookbook so you can have the recipe and you can try it. It's called A Taste of Plant-Based. It's my first of many mini cookbooks, I'm sure. I had so much fun writing this. Look, this is the cover here. That's what it looks like. 5 of my favorite recipes. Today is Thursday, so this is snack day. Tomorrow, we're going to actually slide into the weekend. We're going to finish this week with our sweet day. Friday is sweets. We are making chocolate brownie bites. So good. You guys, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you so much. I hope that you found something here that you liked. I hope that you heard something that you liked. I hope that you found a lot of culinary inspiration in this recipe and all the recipes that I'm providing. Please give me a like on Instagram at Chef Daniela Malfitano. And most importantly, join our Facebook group, Plant-Based Made Easy. We have grown this community in just a few short weeks. It is astounding how many people want to be a part of this, all of the conversations we're having. I am loving every moment of it. I'm waking up saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.